Hi, this is Erin Peloquin from MCP Actions. Today I'm going to show you how to add digital paper or custom color blocks to the templates that you've created with either Display It or Present It for Lightroom. I'll start by going to a collection that has photos that I want to create a template from. And you can see that I've already added a piece of digital paper to this collection. I'm going to go to my print module now, and I want to work with the 20 by 10 3 vertical photo layout. So I'm going to go ahead and just put my photos into the template that I want to use by clicking and dragging. And I want this digital paper to appear behind the photos. So over here on the right in the cells panel, I'm going to just add a cell, a photo cell to the template. It doesn't matter which size I choose. It's going to start by putting it on a separate page, but I'll delete that shortly. I'm going to click and drag inside this blank cell and pull it up to the top of my image. And then I will stretch it out as far as it can go. Going to go ahead and click on this X to turn off the second page. You can see that my digital paper hasn't quite reached the edge of the template. I need to turn off grid snap to make sure that I can stretch it all the way to the edges. So with grid snap turned off, I can go back and make sure that each edge has extended the full way across the template. So now I've got a photo cell behind the images, and you can just barely see the blue outline there. That means that this cell is ready for me to add a photo to. I'm going to click and drag on my paper, and when I see that blue outline change to yellow, and again it's very faint, you might not be able to see it, but when I see that yellow outline, I'll release my click, and there's my digital paper. Finally, I'll right click on the image and select Send to Back. That puts the paper behind my photos, and I can customize as I'd like to now by changing the stroke, color, or width, or customizing the photos, changing out the photos, whatever I need to do. That's how you would add a custom digital paper to your layout. Now, let's say that we wanted to replace one of these photos with a color block that might have text on it or it might not. How do you do that? So in order to do that, I'm going to go into Photoshop. Photoshop Elements would work equally as well. And I'm going to create a new file. Now I do want this file to be pretty big, especially if I'm using the Present It for print boards. So I'm going to change my unit to inches. I'm going to change my resolution to 300. And I'll probably put in about 15 by 15 just to be safe. So I am going to add a solid color adjustment layer. And again, this adjustment layer is available both in Elements and in full Photoshop. I'm going to select a green color, kind of a light pale green, maybe a bit, yeah, something along those lines. If I wanted to, I could put text or a logo or a decorative element on it. So I'm going to drag out a text box here, right in the center. I'm going to make my font size larger, and then I'm just going to start typing text goes here. I might move this so that it's more centered now. You could put as much or as little text as you wanted to. And now I'm going to save this file. So I'm going to go to the Save As menu, and I'm going to put it in a folder that I keep on my desktop called Template Exports. And I'm going to call this green color block. And it's a PSD, that's fine. It could just as easily be a JPEG or whatever format I want to save it in. Now I will return to Lightroom, go to my library module, and I will go up to my desktop folder and synchronize that templates export folder. So I right click on it and select synchronize. It tells me that there's one new photo waiting to be added. And there it is. It is my green text box. So once that appears here, I am going to click and drag from the film strip into the collection that I'm working on. And yes, there the color block is, along with the digital paper and the images that I've been using. So now I'll return to the print module, and there's the template that I've been working on. I'm going to simply click and drag this green color block into the first photo cell. So you can see, although you can add text in Lightroom using the identity plate, sometimes it's easier to use it sometimes it's easier to add it in Photoshop, especially if you want to, maybe if you're making a senior rep card using our 5x7 templates, or if you're making an invitation or a present or something like that, you might want to customize your text outside of Lightroom and then import it in this way. So that is how you add digital paper or custom color blocks into your Display It or Present It templates for Lightroom. If you have any questions, please refer back to the written instructions that are in a PDF that came with your download. They've got lots of detailed information about how to use the templates. We also have videos on installing and using the templates, rotating their orientation from horizontal to vertical or vice versa, how to create a before and after template using our Display It for Web set, and how to customize identity plates and troubleshooting as well. So lots of videos for you to watch. Thanks so much for watching, and enjoy your templates.